Mike Floyd, Editor-in-Chief, Automobile Magazine. From Aaron Gold, Senior Editor. Date, August 15, 2018. Subject, Veloster Respec and my resignation. Dear Mike, please accept my resignation in the position of Senior Editor, effective immediately. It's not true I've been unhappy inside my short tenure, quite the contrary. I love people at Automobile. I love the job we're doing. And, certainly, I've had the opportunity to experience some amazing exotic cars, old and new, that I might otherwise didn't had the opportunity by sitting in, aside from drive. It's just that. Gosh, I don't discover how to say this, so I'd better just emerge and say it. Now that I've driven the $24,000 Hyundai Veloster Turbo Respec, I don't think I can do my job properly anymore. I'm not implying the Veloster Respec is the better thing I've ever driven. Inherently, it can't be, as you well know. It's designed to play second fiddle on the coming Veloster N, which gets more power, adjustable shocks, bigger brakes, and quite a few critically, a rack-mounted power steering motor. Connor Golden drove the N in the Nürburgring, and, well, you watch his review, Mike. He thought it was fantastic. The Veloster Turbo that the Respec is usually a subset is intended to be the lesser light, with 201 horsepower 197 lb-ft of torque from the 1.6-liter turbocharged i4 ratings, in any other case displacement, not far from what the Volkswagen GTI offered for many years, plus the cheaper steering setup together with a motor about the column. Stick-shift turbos get Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. The Respec could be the enthusiast's special, a low-cost variant with cloth seats as well as a manual transmission. Asking price is $23,785. That's less than a Honda Civic C, way only a GTI and couch crevice change as compared to some from the exotics we cover at Automobile. And it's brilliant, Mike. Abso-friggin-lutely brilliant. I can almost think about the consternation on your own face, the subtle furrowing with the brow, so it seems all your ilk needs to master before you take an editor-in-chief job. Low-end Hyundais are great, value-laden to make sure, however, not brilliant. Well, Mike, that one is. What it brings on the table because of its price point almost defies belief. Yes. It exhibits the balky staring feel we've arrived at expect from Hyundai's cars, though it seems less so within the Veloster Respec than other recent Hyundais I've driven. It darts around some around the freeway, but tracks superior to I expected. Most with the credit probably goes for the Michelins. Our social media marketing guru Billy Raylock drove a higher-spec turbo model for the press launch. Automatic Veloster turbos get all-season tires, and asserted when it stumbled on turning and braking, summertime tires made all of the difference within the world. But I don't love that, Mike. I cherish what an amazing time I had thrashing the Respec out around the canyon roads. The transmission alone helps make the Respec really worth asking price. Its gearshift feels precise, however, not notchy, with throws that happen to be short, however, not abrupt, as well as the clutch has perfect heft. It may well function as the best front-drive manual transmission this side of a Honda. For the record, Senior Editor Kira Lugarev disagrees. He thinks it's too rubbery. He also thinks getting out of bed at 4:30 a.m. to have knocked over by waves and hit within the head by his very own surfboard is usually a good idea, and then we can safely discount his opinion. The neat thing is you don't even have to shift gears as the engine is very darn flexible. Forget about minimal turbo lag, One can possibly say that about most engines today. As long as you're between 3,000 as well as the 6,500 revolutions per minute rev limiter, take care, it's a hardcore stop but not well marked for the tech. You've got all the pull you will need. On the faster curves, I alternated between grabbing gears and leaving one thing in third. Both methods worked just as well. The engine sounds good, too, not as pleasing as being a snarly old Honda, perhaps, however, not as coarse and unrefined as older Hyundai 4s. I even liked the accelerator pedal. I've always looked at remapping the throttle a variety of driving modes as being a bit of an frivolity. Nevertheless, the Veloster Turbo includes a well-thought-out setup. In normal mode, max power comes far down and side pedals travel. Selecting sport mode moves this near the top, and not so far which you can't drive smoothly. Truth be told, the vehicle works okay in either mode. I was having much fun that I forgot heading to the sport button for almost all of my canyon drive. But the gentle pedal setup is made for more docile cruising. It undoubtedly contributed to my 25 miles per gallon average fuel economy, which included lots of curvy roadhoonerism. Speaking of fuel, I also this way the Veloster Turbo is run on cheaper 87-octane gas, an essential consideration to me what with my impending unemployment. But services or products car, it's not the average person bits and pieces but how the whole thing all fits in place. And that's the place that the respect really shines. The suspension is greater than anything I've informed about a front-drive Hyundai. Actually, that's not entirely true. The Elantra GT is hot within the Veloster respect's heels, however, not quite as good. The ride is firm, however, not too jarring, and when you turn in, the respect finds its footing and holds pat. And while it bounces around some on bumpy corners, it really refuses to throw in the towel in its grip for the pavement. Thank you, independent rear suspension. No Chalanego show-up kind of stupidity I unleashed upon the Veloster respect, pushing way too hard into the curves, a persistent bad habit of mine. You weren't loading the suspension when I knew a dip was ahead. The Veloster steadfastly refused to understeer. If the front end started to walk out, the spine end only agreed to be half a tick behind. Corner exit wheel spin? Never an issue. I found my pace as I got much more comfortable. The faster I went, the greater the Veloster felt. As I cranked within the speed inside the corners, I could almost see it speaking to me on the din in the engine. If you're invested in this, buddy, so am I. Now, I would like to pretend I was driving at supersonic speeds. The Veloster respect's handling limits are relatively modest, just like my abilities. The afternoon I banged up the snake on Mulholland, I was sharing it with the VAs, SDIs, and JCW Minis. I'm convinced they were faster than me, or a minimum of they should are already if the drivers were really worth salt in their own personal tiers, but I'm also fairly certain I was pushing harder than we were holding, and I know I was having a minimum of as much fun. And that's why I should quit, Mike. As I said earlier, automobile has put me in the driver's seat of many of the finest cars I've had the honor of driving. The Lamborghini Performance Spider I reviewed the week before last. A dream becoming reality. Bill Devon's own Model C? Who else has driven that besides Sir Sterling Moss, the few who've owned it, and me? And if I stay, I know looks forward to driving more amazing machines, all true towards the "no boring cars" mantra. But how can I truly appreciate the best from the best when I know very well what I do now with this budget-priced pocket Sportster? What can be of me now, Mike? I have stolen the Veloster respec and visited Mexico. Please don't seek out me. So long and thanks for each of the fish. Respectfully yours, Aaron Gold. 2019 Hyundai Veloster Turbo Respec Specifications. Price: $23,785 BAS tested. Engine: 1.6 liters turbocharged DOC 16 valve I-4201 HP at 6,000 revolutions per minute, 195 lb-ft at 1,5004, 500 revolutions per minute. Transmission: 6-speed manual. Layout: 3-door, 4-passenger, front engine, FWD hatchback. EPA mileage: 2,633 miles per gallon city hui. LXWXH: 166.9 by 70.9 by 55.1 inch. Wheelbase: 104.3 inches, weight 2,899 pounds, 060 miles per hour, NA. Top speed: NA.